If you hit a tree with an axe, the event is recorded by the tree bark. Yes, some entity covers it up like it never happened. Also, the tree might not be able to read this information as an axe hitting it. But the human brain is different, yet not every information recorded by the human brain is being understood by the human. But the information is right there. From the time the brain is fully developed in the womb to the death of the human, maybe some years beyond, it keeps recording and displaying information which sometimes it display as dreams. Take for example the image formed on the retina. It's not one information, from distance of object, or distance perceived, to color, to location. Everything is a whole lot of information. Sometimes the brain makes up other parts, if not fully understood, just to make sense to us. When we open our eyes, every single thing is working. Input, outputs, calculations in infinite numbers. That's how much you can process. That's why when you look at some object you know if you can scale it or not. Well, if you can't, you just taking a leap of faith, or some new object is not making you see what's in front of you right. Information from every other sense organ in human can also display images just like the eyes. Imagine you seeing someone running away, they leave a trail of smell, which if it was fully developed, or better, the information not distorted, if the saint is there you will see this individual running away hours later like they are just leaving. Light photons. Sound waves. Everything carries information. Our interactions, or their interaction with us, or with each other leaves trails which the sense organs picks and send to the brain. If recognized we understand and we make sense of it. But sometimes we do not recognize what it is due to distortion, or arrangement of this information in the brain. Or we don't even have the senses to pick it up. If I tell you I hear voices, you tell me no, because you can't hear them. Then you look at me as crazy. Or maybe I am under the influence of something. But the truth is, I heard. If I tell you I see this right there, you tell me there's nothing there. But when I start getting scared of you cause you look really different, then you get me a trip to the asylum. I know what I see, and what I saw is real. Information that's been displayed by the brain, that we see, are not just perceived. They are also created within the brain. Predictions, visions, prophecy, whatever you might call it, all this based on previous information that's been gathered over time. But sometimes, it's just the brain filling in the gap. We all have individual brains. No two brain is ever the same, just like no two individual is the same. What's being turned on in you somehow? Some are being turned off in others and vice. They say some brains are with defect. If we all can remember the weather condition from the day we are born every single day to the day we die, and you don't, they will call you a defect. If we all can't hold a pencil right and you can, they will call you a defect. If I start screaming at the top of my voice that you look scary, or I get violent towards you because I believe you are about to hurt me, I know what I see. Better, the information I am getting and what's being displayed in my brain is real. Have you ever had a nightmare? Do you remember how scared you were? That's how this individuals feel. Now think of what you scared of. Telling you what you are seeing is not real, that's in your dream. It seem like they are asleep here and awake there. And you are asleep there and awake here. While some individuals can be awake both times or asleep both times. Awake and asleep is just to make this really simple explanation for the perspective side of the brain. They lucid here, some people lucid there. The brain works 24/7 with its clock, all others part of its adhere to this. And it's all about what's turned on or off in yours. What keeps the clock is not what wakes you or get you to sleep. Even what makes up the whole clock process is not just one thing. Yes, it feels like we are one single entity, just the brain alone is made up infinite entities, each with its task, and each can be 0 or 1. But the brain always have a backup. It might not be as good as what it should and could be better. But what makes Earth Earth as it is. Is every single thing on Earth as it is? Earth a billion years ago is different from now Earth. If there's time, each individual entity is on its own, and it's just existing or not. You see, in between this, other entity are also existing or not. And in between also others exists or not, and so on. The loop is so large, imagine how many species and other things that's within Earth alone, then the verses. It's a mess that one entity could exist within infinite entities and just keep crossing each entity. Your brain alone consists of as much as the universe, and you are just tiny within the universe. Yes, it's a mess. The only reason why we dream is the same reason why we see. Display of information. It's not everything you see you recognize, it's not everything you see is the way it seems. Just like learning what you see, so is the information we dream needs to be learned. Dream is like seeing, but could be just prediction, or information gathered. Which could be scary sometimes. Sometimes you scared of what you think you see. It's important to know that every single part of Earth there's life. Even the most remote places, where life is never meant to exist. You see traces of biological life, let's use that, cause everything is life. It's fascinating, even the most logical way of reasoning things will think we are alone in the universe. It's just not logical, at least to me. If you had said this universe is young to support more than one biological life, that's reasonable. But impossible at the very lowest point, even though our makeup is almost alike. You can see how diverse we are. Even the planets in our solar system are so different from each other. Even if they are made from almost same time period. Temperature, pressure, affects this single material in way that makes them so different. Yet of same makeup. If you too scared to admit that's you. Do not think any other human is the same, we are generally almost the same. Almost. And we handle things so differently. It was said it's wrong to say the earth rotate around the sun cause it offends God. That if people get this notion, it will cause chaos. Well, I see chaos, but it has nothing to do with that. It's important to let every single human be curious. Yes. Cautious, but never ever take the curiosity base on what you think what the human will do with it. I have seen religions. I do believe in God. I think I believe more in God than anyone on earth. Yes. That's just my thought. Jesus Christ had always preached tolerance, even it said, he said, one slap on one cheek, turn the other side. If you truly Christ-like, this is what you must do. But then the Lord had died for whatever sin you commit. Yes, that's what they used to commit great atrocities. In the name of someone who preached love even unto death, he still loved his friends. They are actually enemies, but he knew them as friends. Cause they discuss the word of God, yes, with differences, and lead to this hate which made them murder him. The Prophet Muhammad preached peace. The name of the religion is peace. They grade you in peace. You reply in peace. Read the Quran from start to finish, it is all about peaceful coexistence. But they made it a call for war. Yes, it's human to change the philosophy and manipulate things to their own gain. I know it's in the Quran, at least English translate, you should never read one part and leave the other. I know it's also there saying even the Jew is a Muslim. In the so-called jihad verse, one of the most popular, it said the Lord loves those who are mindful. Yes, the Quran said what you do to the aggressors, but yes, be mindful. Every religion on earth. Even a book I read which they said it's mashes, or is it clowny, be merciful to those who it's due. Yes, Solomonis, my master, said that before. But this from a Satanist is really huge. My father Agun, the god of iron, created the first long-range communication known in history. Or Sun Yi. My people are being seen as backward in technology. Ifar created binary system telling of the energy human emanate. That we are all energy. I know the Torah has thou shalt not kill as a law. And I'm absolutely sure it's meant for humans. Every single religion I did pick up one book or the other from. Though I might not study them hard as the ones that I grew up around. With which I will in time, but all this great book speaks of tolerance. And not hurting the next human. Cause human is sacred. Better every life is sacred, but let's settle each other first. Then we move on to the next, in order to stop killing of one dominant human for right to mate. Human decided to make it a taboo having sex with their daughter and giving her out in marriage. Listen, if we did not make that law, no man will give his daughter out. Civilization starts from knowing what's common need and adjusting towards it. I am not here to criticize, neither tell you what should be done. But I am telling you what you already know. This is not a competition. There's none. Theirs is only diverse way of doing things right, and what's right is good food. Comfortable homes for every human. Is necessary, cause without it, it's like struggling to breathe. You do anything and everything. Even your body fights you. Everything does. Listen, sleeping outside in a tree is different from sleeping outside under the bridge. Sleeping in comfy bed, wow. No feeling like it? Every man's interest is really important to human. None more valuable than the other. But some get paid more than the other because we made it top priority. IT expert now will become obsolete later. Even people who have courage to go into space to explore will get more paid. Or better. Some other stuff I know nothing about now. But you see a janitor, if he or she do not do his or her job, you imagine how the place will look. I'm not saying pay a janitor $4,000. I'm saying he deserves good food, comfy bed and a good ride too. Understand, we cannot all be rich. Also, you can never have enough. Okay, let me tell you, I cannot have enough. Cause I still want a spaceship. My own pyramid on Mars. I want to buried on a comet that has trajectory to crash into the Sunday and enjoy a good life when I'm still alive. Imagine how much I need. Yes. I can never get it. Even good food is something impossible with the way you leaders have made the world, or those before you. And the steps you follow making it worse. I will not say this and not tell you what I think can be done. First, I will start from my country because it's very unique. It's like a model of mini Earth. Diverse. It seems nothing can be done right, but I'd have suggestion. Amnesty for the corrupt and whistleblower policy, Kings in Nas, Industrial Bill. Electoral process adjustment, immigration law. Gun and drug law. Before I start, I try to solve some issues that has baffled science. Went into religion to explain the cause. If you think I am right with all that, then I'm right about this too. If you think I'm wrong about that, look at this one. If you think I am wrong in all, let me ask you, what type of world do you want? And tell me how you want us to get there. A world of peace do not mean there will be no gangs. Little violence. It's human to show force. But not governments. It's important to know what governments mean at its core. It's really stupid for government at any level to sponsor the death of any human. Either he be a treat to others or not. To me, it's wrong for government to restrict movement in any way. Disrupt the livelihood of people, individuals, in the name of protecting the others. I'm not saying let murderers walk. I am saying there are better ways of handling things. No human deserves to be killed. Humans are violent. Government is like the father of two sons, you have to protect them both. I took the money from you and gave it to the people. It's theirs. It's stupid for a ruler to let his home be in ruin. That's what greed does, makes you do stupid things. I took the money from you and gave it to the people. It's theirs. It's stupid for a ruler to let his home be in ruin. That's what greed does, makes you do stupid things. I took the money from you and gave it to the people. It's theirs. It's stupid for a ruler to let his home be in ruin. That's what greed does, makes you do stupid things. I took the money from you and gave it to the people. It's theirs. It's stupid for a ruler to let his home be in ruin. That's what greed does, makes you do stupid things. I took the money from you and gave it to the people. It's theirs. It's stupid for a ruler to let his home be in ruin. That's what greed does, makes you do stupid things. I made the people the author of the government. As it should be, and gave the ones who own the future the driving stick. If he or she is smart, you can make it big doing your civic duty. I made the people the author of the government. As it should be, and gave the ones who own the future the driving stick. If he or she is smart, you can make it big doing your civic duty. I made the people the author of the government. As it should be, and gave the ones who own the future the driving stick. If he or she is smart, you can make it big doing your civic duty. I made the people the author of the government. As it should be, and gave the ones who own the future the driving stick. If he or she is smart, you can make it big doing your civic duty. I made the people the author of the government. As it should be, and gave the ones who own the future the driving stick. If he or she is smart, you can make it big doing your civic duty. I made the people the author of the government. As it should be, and gave the ones who own the future the driving stick. If he or she is smart, you can make it big doing your civic duty. I made the people the author of the government. As it should be, and gave the ones who own the future the driving stick. If he or she is smart, you can make it big doing your civic duty. Those who own the money drive the economy. I made them do this winning. We all winning. Those who own the money drive the economy. I made them do this winning. We all winning. Those who own the money drive the economy. I made them do this winning. We all winning. Those who own the money drive the economy. I made them do this winning. We all winning. Government gets money too, not just the people. Government gets money too, not just the people. Say no to extrajudicial killings. And they are fully protected. Say no to extrajudicial killings. And they are fully protected. A man must be given a chance to protect himself. It's a world. A man must be given a chance to protect himself. It's a world. A man must be given a chance to protect himself. It's a world. We are violent. Yes. It's also our nature. Let's not forget. We are violent. Yes. It's also, there's more to life. If you've never used it, you never know how it feels. All users must learn control. It's human to be curious. There's more to life. If you've never used it, you never know how it feels. All users must learn control. It's human to be curious. Illegal immigrants are not criminals. Just people trying to get a better life. Or see the world, which is technically every human birthright. So I made sure only criminals don't get to where they are not wanted. Illegal immigrants are not criminals. Just people trying to get a better life. Or see the world, which is technically every human birthright. So I made sure only criminals don't get to where they are not wanted. North Korea. First the world. Or better West need to understand, if Kim leaves, there will power struggle. Which could spill unexpected, and however it spills, innocent people will get burnt bad. Second, Kim needs to know at this rate, when he leaves, whoever will get the power might not be who he wants. You know how much you need to do to cement yours. Theirs will be harder. One, so, I suggest before you leave, Make a push for democracy. And your kinsmen will be imperial for at least 100 years. That's the deal. 2. Pay for cars and the world should start trading with them fully. As with other nations. Russia. The world is not your enemy. And the world needs to know. Russia is not enemy of the world. Let them be. America. Your friends can be greater than you. They can be your equal. And or not necessarily lesser in strength. Economy. Whatever. England. Say what's right. And always right. Europe. Not that you are lesser. But to make it easier. It's not a must for them to join. To see them as part of you. Third world countries. Take your stand together. So you will be recognized. You do have a common cause, growth. Middle East. Not your religion. Not your enemy. Not what you believe. Not necessarily wrong. Every human life is essential. It is peace we trust. China. Keeping your cool is all you need. As you've done. World. No government should in any way sponsor the death of another human. Movement of us all through this is the first security. Food. Good home. That's an essential push. No dumb human. Let everyone explore their interest with good life.